chosen ones. Listen closely. This moment is not random. The very fact that you are here listening to these words is a sign from the unseen. There are no accidents in the spiritual realm. The questions you've been carrying, the heaviness in your thoughts, the battles within your mind, these are not ordinary experiences. These are prophetic signals that heaven is stirring something deep inside of you. Your mind is not breaking down, it is being remade. And in this transformation lies the key to your destiny. Have you noticed it? Those nights when you cannot sleep, not because of noise around you, but because your thoughts race like lightning. You try to rest, but your spirit will not let you. You feel as if something or someone is whispering beyond the edges of your understanding. Others might call it overthinking, stress, or anxiety. But I tell you the truth, it is a divine interruption. It is heaven demanding your attention because your mind is being stretched, purified, and prepared for the mission ahead. Chosen ones, let me ask you something. Why is it that your thoughts are so different from those around you? Why do you see patterns where others only see confusion? Why do you feel so deeply even about things others dismiss? It is because your mind was never designed to be ordinary. Your mind was created to be a vessel, a sacred instrument through which heaven communicates. This is why you cannot simply fit in. This is why your journey has been filled with misunderstanding. People look at you and think you are too quiet, too intense, too deep, too sensitive. But what they cannot comprehend is that the Creator has placed a prophetic compass inside your very thoughts. And here is the mystery I must reveal to you today. The very battlefield of your life has been your mind, because your mind is the bridge between the visible and the invisible. The enemy knows that if he can cloud your thoughts, he can delay your destiny. But the fact that you are still standing, still searching for truth, still listening right now, that proves that darkness has not won. Something greater has been guarding you, pulling you, renewing you, even in the moments you thought you had lost yourself. Chosen ones, in this message, you will come to understand why your mind feels like both a gift and a burden. You will see why you have faced mental battles that others could not endure. You will realize that your struggles have never been a punishment. They have been a preparation. For when heaven chooses to use someone, he begins with the mind. He breaks old patterns, tears down illusions, and rewires the very way you perceive reality. And though the process feels heavy, it is the sign that transformation is taking place. Think about this. Every prophet, every leader, every person who carried divine destiny had to undergo a renewal of their mind. Moses was raised in Pharaoh's palace, educated in Egypt's wisdom, yet he had to spend 40 years in the wilderness for his mind to be reshaped. Paul, once Saul, thought he understood everything until he was struck blind and forced to see with new eyes. Even Jesus, before stepping fully into his mission, went into the wilderness where his thoughts were tested by the voice of the tempter. Do you see, chosen one? You are not going crazy. You are not losing control. You are being transformed into someone your old self could never imagine. Never imagine. And maybe you feel the weight of it now. Maybe your mind has felt like a storm, a battlefield of doubts, memories, and fears. But that storm is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to awaken you. It is heaven's way of showing you that your old way of thinking cannot carry the greatness of where you are going. You must be renewed. You must be stretched. You must be set apart. There are people who sleep peacefully in ignorance, their minds never questioning, never wrestling, never yearning for truth. But you, chosen one, you could never be satisfied with surface-level answers. That is why you've always felt restless in conversations that stay shallow. That is why your spirit craves depth, meaning, and understanding. And the more you try to ignore it, the louder the inner call becomes. Because your mind was marked to be a channel, a temple, a battlefield, and a throne all at once. I know sometimes it feels like a curse. Sometimes you wonder why your thoughts are so heavy, why you can't just switch off like others. But hear me now. What feels like a curse is actually your crown. What feels like heaviness is actually your training. Your mind is the place where the divine and the human meet. And if it feels intense, it is because the Spirit of God refuses to let your destiny slip away. So I speak to you directly, as if I am sitting with you in the quiet of your room, looking into your eyes. Your mind is being transformed. The confusion, the sleeplessness, the restless searching, it is not random. It is not meaningless. It is the fire that is purifying you. It is the chiseling of heaven breaking away every false thought, every old belief, every toxic pattern. And though it feels uncomfortable now, it will reveal the true masterpiece of who you are becoming. Chosen ones, hear me clearly. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not lost. You are chosen, and your mind is the proof. If you have felt misunderstood, if others have mocked your way of thinking, if you've battled doubts and intrusive thoughts, it is because you carry a mind that the enemy fears. For when your mind awakens fully, you will see with clarity, you will speak with power, and you will walk with unshakable confidence. This message is for you, and only you will know in your spirit if it resonates. Because deep down, you've always felt it. You've always sensed that something about your thoughts was prophetic, that your perspective was unlike anyone else's. You just needed confirmation, and this is that confirmation. So stay with me. Open your heart. Let every word enter not just your ears, but your spirit. For in this video, you will finally understand why your mind has been under attack, why it has felt so heavy, and why you are about to step into a new clarity that will change everything. Your mind is not ordinary, it is chosen, and heaven is transforming it even now. Chosen ones, let me take you deeper. If your mind is being transformed, it also means it has been through battles that most people could never understand. Let us be honest. Your greatest war has never been against people, circumstances, or even the environment around you. No, your greatest battlefield has always been within. And this is not by accident. It is because your mind holds the key to your destiny. Think of the times you have been misunderstood. People saw your silence and called it weakness, but in truth, you were carrying storms within that no one else could see. They thought you were distracted, distant, or strange. But inside, you were wrestling with thoughts too vast for words. While others moved through life lightly, you carried the weight of invisible burdens, questions about purpose, truth, eternity, and the meaning behind everything. This, chosen ones, has been your hidden struggle. The world does not see the battles of your mind, yet those battles have shaped every step you take. The truth is this: the mind of a chosen one is targeted because it is powerful. The enemy knows he cannot fully control your spirit, for your spirit belongs to God. But if he can cloud your thoughts, if he can fill your mind with lies, confusion, and fear, he can delay your awakening. That is why you fear you've faced seasons where your mind felt like a prison. You wanted peace, but instead you felt chaos. You wanted clarity, but instead you felt fog. You prayed for relief, yet still the thoughts pressed down. And in those moments you may have wondered, why me? Why is it always so hard in my head? But let me reveal to you a mystery. The very intensity of your mental struggles is proof that you carry something extraordinary. Ordinary minds are not fought like this. Those who are asleep in mediocrity, those who are content to live without depth, do not attract this kind of warfare. But you, chosen one, you are marked. And because you are marked, the battlefield of your mind has been fierce. Remember Elijah, the prophet who called down fire from heaven? Even he, after such victory, sat under a tree and wished for death because of the torment in his mind. David, the man after God's own heart, poured out psalms of anguish, crying, "Why are you cast down, O my soul?" Why are you disquieted within me? Even Jesus in Gethsemane faced mental agony so intense that he sweat drops of blood. Do you see it? The ones chosen for the highest callings face the deepest battles within their minds. You are not cursed. You are counted worthy to be transformed through struggle. Chosen ones, you've probably noticed how your mind works differently than others. You do not just see events, you see meaning. You do not just hear words, you discern motives. You do not just remember experiences, you replay them, analyze them, search for the hidden lesson. And while this depth gives you wisdom, it also exposes you to pain. Because when others betray you, your mind does not simply move on. It replays, questions, examines. When life wounds you, you cannot simply ignore it. You must wrestle until you find the divine reason. This is both the blessing and the burden of your mind. And yes, it is exhausting. Some days you wake up and wish you could be like others, carefree, unbothered, untouched by the weight of thought. But you cannot. Because you are not ordinary. Your mind was chosen as fertile ground for visions, revelations, and divine strategies. And before heaven can trust you with these gifts, it must refine you through struggle. That is why you have been through seasons of doubt, fear, and even mental darkness. It was not to destroy you. It was to make you strong enough to carry the light when it finally breaks through. Consider Joseph. As a boy, he had dreams of greatness. But what followed? Betrayal by his brothers, slavery, false accusations, imprisonment. Imagine the thoughts that must have haunted him in those dark places. Yet even in the prison of his circumstances, his mind remained connected to the God who gave him visions. And one day, the very gift that seemed like a curse, his ability to dream and interpret, was the gift that elevated him to stand before Pharaoh. In the same way, your mind has felt like both prison and promise. But do not lose heart. The very mind that has been attacked is the very mind that will carry you into your purpose. Let me tell you something hidden. When your mind feels most under attack, it is often the sign that breakthrough is near. The enemy does not waste energy on someone who poses no threat. He comes after the minds that are awakening, the thoughts that are dangerous to darkness, the people who carry divine blueprints inside of them. That is why your mental battles have been so fierce. It is because you are closer than you realize to stepping into clarity, power, and revelation. Chosen ones, there is another layer to this struggle. Sometimes it is not only external attack, it is also the weight of transformation itself. When God is renewing your mind, the old patterns resist. Your old self clings to comfort, familiarity, and illusions. And as the Spirit pushes you into new ways of thinking, you feel the tension of letting go. It feels like tearing, like breaking. You question everything, your past choices, your identity, even your worth. But this is not destruction, it is rebirth. It is the breaking of chains you never realized were binding you. And while others cannot see this inner war, heaven sees it all. Every tear you've cried in silence, every restless night, every moment you doubted your sanity, none of it has been wasted. The divine has been watching, not in judgment, but with compassion, because God knows that the chosen must first wrestle in their minds before they can walk in their mission. So hear me when I say, you are not alone in this. Countless others before you have faced the same hidden battles, and they emerged with renewed minds that shook nations. You too will rise. You too will look back one day and realize that the pain of your mind was actually the birthplace of your purpose. The enemy thought he could torment you into silence, but instead, he pushed you into awakening. Chosen ones, let this truth sink deeply. Your mind is not a curse. It is a battlefield, yes, but it is also a temple. And every battle you have fought is carving space for divine wisdom to dwell. Do not despise the struggle. Do not mistake the heaviness for defeat. The fact that you are still here, still searching, still hungry for truth, is proof that you are winning, even when it feels like you are not. So take a deep breath. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are chosen, and the struggle in your mind is evidence of transformation. What others cannot see, heaven is shaping. What others misunderstand, God is redeeming. And though the battle has been fierce, the victory is certain. Chosen ones, now that we have uncovered the hidden struggle, I must take you into the heart of the revelation. If your mind has been under such fierce attack, if your thoughts have been both a burden and a gift, then there must be a reason. God never allows pain without purpose. The very battles in your mind are not random. They are signs. They are lessons. They are the fingerprints of heaven marking you as chosen. And if you are listening right now with your spirit open, you will begin to see what has always been before you. Your mind is not collapsing, it is awakening. The first revelation I must share with you is this. When your mind is being transformed, you will notice a deep shift in the way you think about yourself. No longer can you accept the lies that once held you captive. For years, you may have heard voices telling you that you are unworthy, inadequate, broken beyond repair. And for a while, you believed them, but now something inside of you resists. Something whispers back, I am more than what they said about me. I am more than what I thought of myself. I am chosen. This inner resistance, this quiet refusal to believe lies anymore, is the first proof that your mind is being renewed. Romans 12:2 declares, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And that is exactly what is happening. You are no longer conforming to the old patterns of thought. You are awakening into the truth of who you really are. The second sign of transformation is clarity. At first, it comes like glimpses, small moments when the fog lifts and you see things differently. Conversations that once drained you now reveal hidden truths. Situations that once confused you now make sense. People who once deceived you can no longer hide their true nature from your perception. You begin to discern not just with your mind, but with your spirit. This clarity can feel unsettling at first because it sets you apart. You start to see through illusions that others cling to. You notice the masks people wear, the games they play, and the lies society feeds. But instead of overwhelming you, this clarity is heaven's gift. It is sharpening your mind to be a sword of truth. And though others may resent you for seeing what they cannot, understand this. Your vision is not for them, it is for your mission. The third revelation is creativity. When the divine renews a mind, he does not only strip away darkness, he also releases light. You will notice ideas flowing to you in ways they never did before. Solutions to problems suddenly appear in your thoughts. Dreams at night begin to carry messages. Inspiration comes like waves, and you find yourself creating, writing, designing, speaking, building in ways that surprise even you. This is not random imagination. It is divine download. For the chosen ones are meant to bring something new into the world, something that has never been seen before, and heaven chooses to release it through the mind. If you have felt this surge of creativity, even when life around you seemed chaotic, know that this is proof of transformation. The fourth lesson in this journey is discipline. Transformation of the mind is not only about visions and revelations, it is also about training. When your mind is being renewed, you will be called to let go of old habits, toxic environments, and destructive cycles. You will notice that the thoughts which once controlled you no longer fit. Where you once entertained negativity, gossip, or self-doubt, you now feel an inner resistance. You may even find yourself walking away from people, places, or habits that you once depended on. And though it feels like loss, it is actually liberation, because the renewed mind cannot dwell in the same patterns as the old. The Spirit is training you, disciplining your thoughts, and preparing you to handle greater responsibility. But perhaps the most powerful sign of all is peace, not the shallow peace that comes from avoiding problems, but the deep, unshakable peace that rests even in the middle of storms. As your mind is transformed, you will discover that the thoughts that once tormented you lose their power. You no longer spiral endlessly in fear. You no longer drown in worry. Yes, the storms may still rage outside, but inside, you begin to hear the voice of the Master who says, "Peace, be still." This is the greatest confirmation of all, that even in the battles of your mind, a deeper calm is taking root. The Spirit of God is replacing fear with faith, chaos with clarity, torment with tranquility. And when you feel this peace, even for a moment, know that you are stepping into your destiny. Chosen ones, these revelations are not theories. They are realities. And if you search your life, you will see traces of them everywhere. That moment you refused to believe lies about yourself, that was transformation. That night you suddenly understood a situation clearly, that was transformation. That burst of creativity in the middle of chaos, that was transformation. That decision to walk away from toxic cycles, that was transformation. That breath of peace in the middle of your storm, that was transformation. Do not dismiss these signs as random. They are heaven's confirmation that your mind is being remade. And here is the lesson I want you to hold on to. The transformation of your mind is not just for you, it is for those connected to you. When your mind awakens, you become a light in dark places. When you speak, your words carry weight. When you act, your choices shift atmospheres. The people around you may not always understand, but they will feel the difference. And some will even be drawn to you, searching for the peace and clarity you now carry. This is why the battle was so fierce, because your renewed mind is not just your blessing, it is your assignment. So if you are listening right now and these signs resonate with you, take courage. You are not imagining it. You are not overthinking it. You are walking through the sacred process of transformation. And though it may feel messy, confusing, and even lonely at times, the outcome will be glorious. You are being prepared to carry wisdom, to discern truth, to create solutions, and to bring peace where there is chaos. Chosen ones, the mind is the birthplace of destiny, and yours is being renewed by the hand of God. The signs are all around you. Do not ignore them. Do not minimize them. Embrace them, because the more you yield to this process, the more you will step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. Chosen ones, lean in now, for this is the moment your spirit has been waiting for. You have walked through the storm in your mind. You have wrestled with thoughts that tried to break you, and yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still reaching for truth. That is not weakness. That is victory. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. The very fact that you are here proves that you are more resilient than the darkness that tried to consume you. You are not a victim of your mind. You are a vessel being prepared for divine greatness. Hear me clearly. The trials you have endured in your thoughts were not meant to destroy you. They were the fire that refines gold. They were the pressing that produces oil. They were the breaking that releases new wine. Every sleepless night, every tear, every silent battle was heaven's way of shaping your mind into a throne where truth can sit. You are not weak for having struggled. You are strong because you refused to give up. Chosen ones, can you feel it? Something in you has already shifted. That old self that once lived in fear cannot come with you anymore. That old voice that whispered lies is losing its power. That heaviness you carried in your mind is breaking even now as I speak. For the word declares in Isaiah 26:3, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are stayed on you." And that is your promise, perfect peace. Not temporary relief, not fleeting calm, but perfect, unshakable peace. This is what you were destined for. Do you see now why the enemy attacked your mind so viciously? Because he knew your mind was the key. If he could have broken you there, he could have stolen everything, but he failed. And today you rise with clarity. Today you rise with peace. Today you rise with wisdom that cannot be shaken. You have endured what would have crushed others, and now you carry a strength that no one can take away. You are living proof that light overcomes darkness. Chosen ones, I speak this over you with authority. Your mind is free. The chains of fear are falling. The prison of confusion is shattering. The lies of unworthiness are silenced. You are walking into a new season where your thoughts will align with truth, where your mind will be a fountain of creativity, where peace will guard you like a shield. Lift your head and receive this. Your transformation is complete. You are no longer the same. And let me remind you of this. You are not alone. Heaven has been with you all along. In the nights you cried alone, angels stood watch. In the moments you almost gave up, the Spirit whispered strength. In the confusion, God was working behind the scenes, aligning your mind with His divine blueprint. You may not have seen it then, but now you will begin to notice. Every battle was a step. Every tear was a seed. Every struggle was part of the plan to bring you here, to this very moment. Chosen ones, I need you to understand the weight of who you are. You are not ordinary. You are not random. You were chosen before you were formed in your mother's womb. Your mind carries codes, visions, and strategies that the world desperately needs. Do not shrink back. Do not apologize for your depth, your intensity, your insight. They are not flaws. They are flames. And the world needs the fire you carry. Lift your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You walking into your future with your head high, your thoughts clear, your heart steady. No longer tormented, no longer confused, no longer bound by the opinions of others. Imagine the freedom of waking up each day knowing that your mind is not your enemy, but your ally. Imagine walking into rooms with divine confidence, speaking words that shift atmospheres, making choices that alter destinies, not just for you, but for generations after you. That is not fantasy. That is your reality being unlocked right now. Chosen ones, I know the pain of the journey. I know the heaviness of thoughts that never seem to rest, but I also know this. You were built for this. God does not choose the strong. He strengthens the chosen. And that is what He has been doing with you all along. Every battle in your mind has been a training ground, and now you are emerging as a warrior with wisdom. You may not see the crown on your head yet, but heaven does. You may not feel the power in your voice yet, but others will. Because transformation cannot be hidden. It radiates, it shines, it overflows. And so I declare this over you. Your mind is no longer a battlefield of torment, but a garden of revelation. Seeds of wisdom are being planted in you daily. Streams of creativity are flowing without resistance. The peace of God is rising like the morning sun, steady and unstoppable, and your thoughts are aligning with heaven's thoughts. You are stepping into clarity, creativity, and confidence that will define the rest of your life. Do not doubt this moment. Do not question whether you are worthy. Worthiness is not something you earn. It is something God bestows. And He has called you worthy. He has called you chosen. He has called you His. And when the Creator of the universe calls you His own, nothing and no one can take that away. Chosen ones, rise. Lift your spirit. Feel the transformation already happening. The old you is gone. The new you is here. The you who knows who they are. The you who walks in peace. The you who carries divine wisdom. The you who cannot be shaken by darkness because you are filled with light. And if there is any doubt left in your heart, let me leave you with this. Philippians 4:7 promises that the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. That is your inheritance. That is your shield. That is your future. You are covered. You are protected. You are chosen. Chosen ones, as we come to this moment, I want you to take a breath and let everything we have shared settle in your spirit. You have walked with me through the mystery of your mind, through the struggles that once weighed you down, through the revelations that opened your eyes, and through the powerful affirmation that your mind is not ordinary, It is chosen. And now, as you stand here in this sacred pause, know this truth with certainty. You are no longer walking alone. Heaven is walking with you. Every thought that once tormented you has been exposed for what it was, an attempt to silence your destiny. Every battle that once seemed endless has been revealed as training ground for your future. And every sleepless night has been redeemed, because today you know with clarity that your mind is not broken. It is being renewed, refined, and anointed for a purpose greater than you ever imagined. You are living proof that transformation is real. You are walking testimony that light is stronger than darkness. Chosen ones, let me speak this blessing over you. May your mind be guarded with peace. May your thoughts be filled with wisdom. May every lie that once took root in you be uprooted and replaced with divine truth. May you walk in such clarity that confusion flees, malis at your presence. May creativity flow through you like rivers of living water, and may your life become a beacon for others who are still trapped in their own battles, showing them that freedom is possible, that renewal is real, that God is faithful. You must understand, this moment is not the end. It is a beginning. You are stepping into a new chapter of your life where you no longer see your mind as your enemy, but as your ally. You are learning to trust the voice of the Spirit within you. You are walking into a future where your thoughts align with your purpose, where your mind becomes a sanctuary of peace and revelation. And from this day forward, every decision you make, every step you take, will flow from the strength of this renewed mind. But here is something important. Transformation is not meant to be kept hidden. When God heals you, it is not just for you, it is for those connected to you. There are people waiting for the light you now carry. There are lives that will be touched by your words, your presence, your wisdom. Some of them you already know, and some you have yet to meet. But your renewed mind will be the key that unlocks doors for them as well. That is the weight and the beauty of being chosen. So I ask you, do not let this message pass by without planting it deeper. If this resonated with you, if you felt even one word stir your soul, then let it be known. Speak it out, declare it over your life, and share it, not just with your lips, but with your actions, your choices, your presence. The world needs the renewed version of you. The world needs your clarity, your creativity, your peace. And as you continue this journey with me, I invite you to take a step further. If you found healing in this message, if you felt seen, understood, uplifted, then I encourage you, like this video, subscribe to this channel and join this family of chosen ones who are walking the same path. Not because numbers matter, but because community matters. You do not have to walk this journey alone. Together we rise, we heal, we awaken. Leave a comment below and share your experience. Tell me, what part of this message spoke to you most? What battle in your mind are you overcoming? What new clarity have you received? Your story is not small, and when you share it, you give others courage to keep going. And if you are not ready to write it all out, even a simple word like "I receive" is enough to plant this message firmly in your life. Chosen ones, your journey is sacred, and I promise you this is only the beginning. In the days ahead, your renewed mind will reveal things you never thought possible. You will dream new dreams. You will receive insights that will surprise even you. You will walk into moments that feel orchestrated by heaven itself, because they are. You will look back and realize that everything you endured was worth it, because it brought you here to this clarity, to this peace, to this destiny. So as we close, I leave you with this final truth. You are chosen. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are chosen, and your mind is proof of it. Guard it, cherish it, allow it to expand and be filled with the light of God. For your mind is not just your battlefield. It is your crown, your compass, and your doorway to destiny. And until we meet again, walk boldly in this truth. Let every step you take remind you that heaven is with you. Let every thought you think be aligned with peace, and let your life shine as evidence that transformation is real, that God still moves, and that the chosen ones are rising. In the next message, I will take you even deeper into mysteries that will strengthen your spirit and awaken you further. But for now, carry this blessing with you. You are no longer who you were. You are new, you are free, you are chosen. And nothing, no darkness, no doubt, no fear can take that away from you. So rise, chosen one, walk in your renewed mind. The world has been waiting for you.